We'll be seeing the three specific cases in which opportunity cost theory can be discussed, that is constant cost and opportunity cost, increasing opportunity cost and international trade, and decreasing opportunity cost and international trade. So far we have discussed the reasons for the development of the theory, that is a small criticism, a mere criticism on Ricardian comparative cost theory on the basis of heterogeneity of labor and the labor theory of value. We have seen the assumptions also. Now we have to see the explanations of constant cost theory and international trade. So we have analyzed that opportunity cost can be explained using an opportunity cost curve, which is also known as the production possibility curve, also known as the transformation curve as well. So the slopes of the curves will be a determining factor. The transformation curve, production possibility curve, or production indifference curve is one and the same, that is opportunity cost curve. So in order to explain opportunity cost curve, opportunity cost theory, we are using opportunity cost curve as a tool. So there are three conditions. The first condition is constant opportunity cost and international trade. The second one is increasing opportunity cost and international trade. And the third one, decreasing opportunity cost and international trade. So first we will see the constant opportunity cost. So here the condition is that when the production is governed by constant returns to scale, the marginal rate of transformation between the two commodities, for example X and Y, remains constant. So here we are taking two countries, that is country A and country B. So we have two countries A and B, two commodities X and Y. Both goods X and Y are produced in both the countries. So it is having an advantage in producing, country A is having an advantage in producing commodity Y, and country A is having an advantage in producing commodity X. So here Y and here commodity X is marked. So what happens? The exact condition is that if it is constant cost, there is no difference in cost of production. So there is no point in international trade. So that is, if it is a constant cost condition, we have to understand, we have to see or analyze based on the first diagram, that is diagram A. See the opportunity cost curve, how it is lying. It is parallel to each other. So the slopes of the transformation curves are important. It slopes from left to right and it is parallel. So that means there is no possibility of international trade. Even if international trade takes place, there is no gain from trade. Trade takes place in order to make use of the gains out of the trade, that is export and import. But in this case, if it is constant, then if the cost conditions are similar, then there is no point in international trade. That is, relative cost of producing the commodities remain unchanged, irrespective of the ratio in which they are demanded. So the slopes of the transformation curves in the two countries are same. That means opportunity cost curves are parallel. But what happens if the relative cost of production is different? If the relative cost of production is different, then you can come to diagram number 2, diagram number B. So look at this. Y-axis and X-axis is marked. There are two countries, country A and country B. Country A is specialized in commodity Y, which is shown by OA. And country B is specializing in commodity X, that is shown by the amount OX amount that you can see. Now, the production possibility curve, the opportunity cost curve of country A is AB, and for country B is B dash, A dash, B dash, A dash. It is B dash and A dash. Now, these two countries are willing to export goods and services. So, they will be exporting the one which they are specializing. The cost of production differs. The cost of production, the relative cost of production is different. That is, there are comparative cost differences. That is a peculiarity. If it is constant returns to scale, then we can see that the opportunity cost curves are parallel to each other. Transformation curves are parallel. But here it is not now. there is a relative change in the cost of production. That is, comparative cost differences takes place. Then we can see the differences in the curve. Now what happens? Country A wished to purchase at a point P. So that is, it wants to purchase commodity X, that is by SP level. SP level ആണ് പർച്ചേസ് ചെയ്യാൻ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. In order to purchase SP level, it has to give away AS level of commodity Y. So in order to purchase SP level from commodity country B, it is ready to give AS level. If it was in the domestic market, for AS level of commodity Y, it can get only ST level, we are marking it here, ST level of commodity X. So there is a difference between SP and ST. SP is greater than ST level by TP level. So that means if it is ready, if country A is having a trade with country B, country A can export commodity Y for commodity X of country B, it can gain from the trade. That is, by offering A's amount of commodity Y, it can gain SP level of, it is shown here, SP level of commodity X from country B. If it was trading in the international market, for A's level of commodity Y, it can gain only ST level of commodity X. This is the domestic trade. That means in international trade there occurs a gain, that is by TP amount, that is the difference between SP minus ST, that is TP level. So there is a gain. Now we will be comparing the case of country B, which is marked in the x-axis. It is specializing in commodity X, that is B1 level of X can be produced, but when we compare the case of commodity Y, it can only produce OA level. So there exists a cost difference between these two countries. Now the country B wish to purchase an amount of P amount, that is N1P amount or N1P amount of commodity Y from country A. For that, it has to offer B1S1 level of commodity X. B1S1 level of commodity X. So in the market, it can get only S1T1 level of commodity Y for B1S1 level of S1T1 can be gained by offering S1B1 level of S1 is this and B1 is this, S1B1 level of commodity X. But when international trade takes place, what happens? It can get up to S1P1 level of commodity Y from country A by offering S1B1 level of commodity X. That means it can gain T1P level, which is larger than S1T1 from the domestic market. So there is a gain from country A. So there is a gain for country B. So that means we can understand that in the case of international trade, when there is trade taking place between two countries which is having comparative cost differences, where there is a differences in the slopes of the production possibility curves, both the countries can gain. If both the countries are of equal size, there will be complete specialization in both the countries. If one of the countries is large and the other is small, there will be complete specialization and in the latter one. The former will have only a partial specialization. In such a situation, the entire gain from trade will be available only to the smaller of the two countries, but there will be a gain from trade.